Yeah. So Orlo walks over and just like finally sits down in a chair that's big enough for him for the first time since he's been here, and just feels extremely relieved and like just like sits back and just like and just like takes it all in.
I've never seen him that relaxed. Must be quite the chair.
I'm sure it is divine.
Give me a wisdom saving throw. Yes. So we're going to go
On an adventure?
on an adventure.
Were we not already on an adventure?
No.
No.
Just a killing spree, huh?
An adventure adventure.
So we're going to the library, correct? Is that the idea?
Mm-hmm.
The library.
One of the guards, the one that that you were speaking with, Sir Roland Laya, walks out in front. The other one stays behind you, and he leads you up towards the rise where this large building is, and a lot of the roads you're traversing are very worn, very built into the side of this mountain. Just dirt paths for the most part. Occasional patches of like very rocky like outcroppings. And every now and then as you're walking, especially the higher you get, you start to feel these tremors in the ground. And you head up the side of this mountain up towards where this very large building is. And as you kind of get up to its level, it has almost like a fin as a roof, and it leans out over where you guys were below it. It kind of stretches out past the natural formation of the ground, and most of it is just supported by itself. There is a lot of it, the building itself, the floor is made of wood, and that is supported by a few pillars made of that material, Sir Roland, that you were inspecting earlier, to kind of brace it. But most of that goes far past it and just extends out into the open air. And as you get up to it, most of the building itself is kind of open, not any walls per se, just pillars that kind of hold the roof up above it. And you can see people inside kind of sitting down at their tables, writing or just doing mundane like tasks, like wandering back and forth, carrying things, whatever they're doing. But you see at the far end, out towards the edge, that there's a very large throne is the wrong word, but this very large, like ornate seat that kind of sticks out above everything else. And you guys make it up that way, and the guard stops and just kind of points and goes, "He'll be in there. Just don't do anything dumb."
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much.
No, don't do anything dumb.
Thank you.
And
Orlo,
I'll kind of like jab Emmerin.
Orlo as
He's
he
stupid.
walks, as Orlo walks by, since he's still kind of damp from the waterfall shower, just like shakes his ears violently, like to get water off, and it just soaks the guard.
I'm not even going to call that stupid because, like, if Emmerin could have peed on him, he would have.
And the guard kind of just looks over at you. And
I apologize, my friend. not from this land. You're not from this land, are you, Orlo?
This land, absolutely not. No.
There we go.
My place is much more, how could I say, beautiful.
Orlo.
Roland's going to, before this moment passes and we're thrown off the cliff, Roland's going to go inside for a second.
That counts.
As you start walking forward, you see this large figure kind of stand up from the chair in front of you. And he has very long white hair that kind of like flows down his back as he stands up. You can kind of see it sprawl out past the side of the chair, and very, very bright blue skin covered in very ornate tattoo work. And he's wearing a crown, like a headdress that is made mostly from seashells and very, very beautiful like sea glass of tons of different colors, almost pearlescent. And he kind of turns towards you guys, and he's got this these big puffy cheeks, and he wears these small framed glasses, and he looks at you and goes, "Well, you're not from around here."
That's what we were just telling the other guy.
That is what we were just telling him. No, sir, we're not. Roland Baptiste Beauregard of the Order of the Fleur Blanc at your service.
You're with the other one.
My brother, yes, has been through here. I was hoping to ask a few questions about him, actually.
Actually, sir, and I'll curtsy, and my name is Laya. Before you get into all that, would you happen to have a library or a hall of records or anything like that that might be open to the public that I might peruse?
And you see this big smile come across his face, and he goes, "I like that question." And he just like walks over towards you, and he sets his hand on your shoulders. And he's a very, very large man. He stands close to Orlo's height, and his hands are massive. And he sets one of them on your shoulder, and like his finger kind of like stretches across like most of the way across your back from his shoulders, or from him putting it on your shoulder. And he goes, "We have plenty of books. Well, books is a strong word, I suppose. Scrolls, things you can read. Same function, I suppose. And they're just right over there if you want. I mean, you're more than welcome to go take a look at whatever you want."
Thank you so much, and I'll curtsy again and head over towards the scrolls.
And he turns towards you, Sir Roland, and goes, "And you can go over and read them too, provided you don't steal them." And gives this small little smirk.
Ooh, snip snap.
So,
Got him.
my
Emmerin's
brother,
gonna poke you in the ribs a little bit and be like, "Yeah, Rolly, no stealing stuff." We try to keep him out of it, but it's just incorrigible. You should see his horse.
you leave Max out of this. His moral character is unimpeachable.
Oh
That's
wait,
right.
who's watching Steve? They said we couldn't leave Steve and Max alone.
Oh, right.
It cut to the other guard just being mauled in the street, just getting the shit kicked out of him.
Steve having another snack.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine. Yeah, pan over.
Oh, I can't see those two getting into any trouble.
They're gambling in a back alley.
Oh my god, I would watch a whole show devoted to the adventures of Steve and Max when we're off doing other shit.
Max is teaching Steve how to smoke.
They're playing Squire's dice.
Yes, but
Buttonhead's in on it too. Like trying to smoke this great big cigarette.
so, Sir Michel, my brother, he stole a book from you.
He thought about trying, I think.
He thought about trying. You think so? Just to explain my confusion, my order has exchanged a series of oaths of solemn vows for the powers which are afforded us, and to break those is no small thing. And there is of course some bending of the rules, but to steal, especially to steal a hallowed secret from a place such as this, would be absolutely unthinkable. Are you sure that's what happened?
Oh, absolutely not.
May I ask what happened?
No.
Sure. You may. I don't really have the answers. I don't. Look, here's the truth. I can imagine since you're here, you've met Durza.
I have.
Yeah, she's come up, yeah.
She's difficult.
I could see how one may be given that impression, yes.
And with her position, she is afforded some opportunities to leverage her position into doing things as she sees fit. And sometimes that gets taken to the extreme.
So
And so I'm like clearly frustrated that nobody has listened to me. We'll just like huff out, go outside to check on Steve and Max and make sure that nobody is eating them because that's what Durza told us was going to happen.
see them try to eat Steve.
As you wander outside, they are perfectly fine. The guards are standing there. They're watching them.
I suppose they never said they couldn't come into town. They just said, watch those things.
Yeah,
They say
she just-
keep them near.
She said, "Don't leave them alone because our people eat them."
No, Skelly's not wrong.
So I'll like poke my head out and be like, "I'm so sorry. Do you mind keeping an eye on them and making sure that they behave themselves while we're inside?"
That's what we're here for. Yeah.
Thank you so
Be
much.
careful, the big one bites.
Max shoots the guard a menacing look.
I said the big one bites.
And I'll just be like, thank you, and then just duck back inside and go back to my scrolls.
The guard takes 1 point of charisma damage from Max's glare.
Max used glare. It was super effective. Oh, it's Lear.
Lear.
God. Never mind.
Mr.
I'll never be a Pokemon master.
Oh, with an attitude like that, you won't.
Fuck. Glare. On Twitch, too.
With Max as a
Jesus
starter,
Christ.
man, like that's a pretty strong starter Pokemon. I think.
Strong starter. Strong starter.
Mr. Depthcaller. Look, seems like all Rolly's friends might have gotten a bit in over their head here and are going to a trial. I understand it that there's 3 of you on said council.
Oh yeah, that's what we hear
And
for.
do
Yeah.
you? Sorry.
He just says, "Oh, yep, yeah, that's what we do."
Fantastic. And will the 3 of you be determining the guilt of said man?
Yes.
So you say you don't really know what happened and that you believe he might have thought about stealing. So what are you going to vote, that he was innocent?
No, I suppose we'll hear what Durza has to say, and then we'll go from there.
So, do you know what happened at all?
No.
Who does?
Durza.
Ah,
And he just puts on this big smile.
did my brother come here to see you?
No, I didn't. No, I never met him.
Well, you may count yourself lucky for that. Well, thank you for your time, sir.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
I implore you to consider the innocence of my brother. He's a little brash, but his heart is in the right place.
I know that you're not from here, but I, I, I'm sure that you will. I feel like he will get what is deserved if he is innocent.
What just for my curiosity, what is the penalty if he is found guilty?
And he kind of looks over the side of the edge of where they're standing.
Ah,
It's a nice swim.
I see. And
Understood.
the boy who was with him, I'm supposing, is facing the same charges.
I would imagine so. I don't remember. Boy. Oh, the little scrawny thing.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Conspiracy to maybe commit a theft, you think?
Yes, exactly.
Of course. Roland's starting to get like a little red in the cheeks, and he's like clenching and unclenching his gauntlets at his side. Well, again, thank you for your time.
Oh, no
And he
problem.
kind of turns on his heel without waiting for a response, and walks out.
Make a perception check.
The gentleman's 2.
Perfect. Never mind.
Everything seems normal and fine,
Perfectly fine.
and everything you were just told is absolutely true, and everybody is exactly what they appear to be.
Yes.
Okay, no, I was just going to say, unless Orlo, you want to kick in here. You haven't done anything in a while.
What is that supposed to mean?
You haven't done anything in a while. We want to give you an opportunity to do the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing. I've just been thinking about that chair a whole lot. If I'm being totally honest.
Depthcaller, what's with the big chair? Big seat. Our friend is very interested, and we wonder if you wouldn't mind if you went and just had a little sit.
Yeah, Orlo's just been staring at the chair. Like, you could clearly tell, like, hasn't been really absorbing anything that's happening, just fixated on the big chair or seating area.
My chair?
No, the large one.
Yeah.
The
right,
great big one.
Right.
Is that the one you were staring at, Orlo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Didn't mind if he sits down. He's very tired.
I suppose so. It's just a normal chair. I don't.
Yeah. So Orlo walks over and just like finally sits down in a chair that's big enough for him for the first time since he's been here, and just feels extremely relieved and like just like sits back and just like and just like takes it all in.
I've never seen him that relaxed. Must be quite the chair.
I'm sure it is divine.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Great. Don't betray me now.
This is the second time there's been a chair, and we're curious about it.
Are you for real? 8.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, are you for real?
So Orlo, as you just really settle into this chair and kind of relax and just let yourself finally be for a second. While you're sitting here, you feel this snap at the back of your neck, kind of right at the bottom of your spine, and start to feel very cold. And you kind of like push yourself back into the chair, and you start to sweat, and you keep feeling colder and colder, and you feel these what feel like claws kind of drag across your face, and then it's gone.
Orlo immediately stands up and like turns around pointing at the chair and is just like, I thought you said that was a normal chair.
And he kind of like stops and looks at you and goes, it's perfect. My chair's fine. I don't what do you mean?
I felt things all over me.
And you see him pause for a second, and he gets very curious, and he walks over towards you, and he puts his hands on your shoulder, and he goes, "What things?"
I don't know, it was like claws or something, and I got really cold.
How cold? Like winter mountaintop cold or depths of the ocean cold?
Yeah, like it just downpoured snow for the last 5 days, and I've been huddled up in a hut. Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, and he turns around and walks away.
No. Get back here.
Can we get an insight check on that?
Go ahead. What are you insight checking?
Good question. Like what kind of looks on his face were there? Was it like a look of curiosity, a look of amazement, a look of
Dread.
Yeah.
Especially Orlo, it was mostly curious. He seemed very interested by the idea of what was happening to you.
What? Okay, just level with me. What was that?
She speaks to us all in different ways.
Are you talking about Elia?
And you see like 10 people in the room like kneel down and like put their head down.
Why does that keep happening?
I also kneel and bow.
Roland does nothing.
Yeah, I do. I'm not kneeling back. Also,
just to be
that
clear,
counts.
He also doesn't.
Why do they keep doing that?
We have been here for a very long time, and some traditions have carried on from a very long time ago. They believe that it is them giving reverence of sorts to her for her safekeeping of us and the island itself.
But you don't believe that?
She speaks to me. I have no need to believe that.
Is that what the Depthcaller does? Talks to the lady.
It's part of my job, yes.
What does she look like?
She's beautiful.
What about her hands? What are those like?
Going straight for the other pack because I know where this is going.
Any extra appendages?
He just like looks very strangely at you and no? What do you I don't understand.
Let's just say
No reason. Forget it.
I would have just killed you. What is it that you said the lady does? She keeps you safe.
Yes, we keep her shrine safe from outsiders, and she keeps us safe in return.
From what?
Everything.
Name one.
And he looks, kind of side eyes a little bit, and says, "Thieves."
She didn't do a very good job about that, did she? Seems like your protector protected you.
Roland puts his hand on the hilt of his sword for a second and take it. There's a heartbeat where he looks at the Deepcaller, and then he takes his hand off of his sword and he turns around and he goes outside to wait with Max.
Yes, but if you believe that she protects us and Durza has been chosen, then she chose her and thusly is protecting us, is it not that?
I thought the people had mentioned that they were elected.
Oh,
You people.
to an extent, I suppose you could say that, yes, but that's not always the case. Durza is specifically one of those cases in which it is not.
And you?
Partially. My position is different.
Care to elaborate? In case you missed that, but I don't know why the words all jumbled. It was care to elaborate?
We need Emmerin subtitles.
Sometimes,
All right. The next campaign, everyone's accent's going to be clear. We're going to talk like we're from Indianapolis. It's going to be an Indianapolis-based campaign.
We are chosen based on our ability to speak to her, to hear her.
While they're talking, I'm gonna go sit in the chair.
Okay.
Like with the express purpose of like opening myself up to whatever it is.
Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
I'm really lamenting our lack of magic in this game. How
20.
great would some detect magic be? Detect thoughts. How was
You said 20?
Yes, unnatural 20.
Nice.
So you sit down
Depthcaller?
and you kind of set yourself back in the chair and you let yourself relax as much as you can.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Gets you every time.
Who's Frappa?
And as you kind of let yourself sink into this, you start feeling it at your feet, and it feels like it rises up through your body. It's just this deep, deep cold, and then it snaps and it's gone.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
So as that's happening, Orlo, it's just like, you said you were chosen. From what I felt over in the chair, does that mean I was chosen for something?
No, that's not really how that's not how that works.
Look, Depthcaller, have you spoken to her recently?
Yes,
How recently?
no more than a few days.
And what is it she communicated to you? If you don't mind my asking.
We are told certain things like where to search for food, where to move certain things, how to be careful of our greatest resource here. But beyond that, I'm not comfortable telling you very much.
Did she tell you we were coming?
No.
Insight check on that one for sure.
Go ahead.
I rolled a 25.
He seems genuine.
Okay. What does the cold mean in particular? Does it mean anything?
Not in and of itself, no. When she reaches out, that is where she comes from. So that extension of that feeling is just her presence.
All right. And I'll get up out of the chair and walk back over and keep kind of trying to look through some of the scrolls.
I just
So
keep
you
standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down.
So you said that's not how being chosen works. How does it work? Because I'm trying to get chosen, if I'm being honest.
Mullet of Pax.
I mean, it's a valid question. When I was young, I was far past where I should have been. And I was, we'll say, lost to the ocean. Now, as you can tell, and he kind of points at his skin, he is a genasi, just to be clear. He's a water genasi. So what you would know is he can breathe underwater.
You know that?
He does know that. I was pulled so far down. I was thrashed and pushed against the brink of my abilities, especially at that very young age, but I was recovered by her specifically. And ever since then, I have just heard her.
Have I
So
ever? Go ahead.
So you were physically rescued by her?
That's what they tell me, yes. Let me show you. And he just starts walking.
I guess I'm gonna follow.
I'm going to keep looking through my scrolls. Well, these scrolls.
I'll give you a hand while they go off and do this. Or should I go with Orlo? Should I go with Roland? I don't know. I'm so torn. I'll go keep an eye on Orlo.
That's probably a good plan.
Yeah. I'd like to help you because I'd like to find out more about this tentacly bitch, but
Oh, I've got this. Don't worry. This is where I thrive.
no argument there. All right. What? You're smart.
Oh wait, was that
God.
meant as a compliment?
Oh, she got you, dude.
Don't let it go
Handed
to
you
your
in a
head.
corner, dude.
Don't let it go to your head.
I'm gonna write about this in my diary later.
I gotta go chase that fucking monkey.
So, Sir Roland, you see Orlo and Emmerin walk out following the Depthcaller.
Okay. Roland's kind of leaning up against the wall by the hitching post. He's got his gauntlets off. He's like cleaning his nails with his dagger. And he looks up and he sees them and he sheathes his dagger and kind of not like I'm spitting on your feet kind of way, but kind of like turns and spits on the ground and then follows him.
Okay. So the three of you follow him up through this very small, windy staircase that's just on the other side of the road from the rise, and it kind of snakes its way through up higher and higher, and there's nothing else up here. There's no houses, there's no buildings, there's no people. And as you get up to the top of this staircase, it levels out, and on top of this precipice, there's a very large stone arch. And underneath of that arch is a large circular handmade well. And
as soon as Orlo sees this, kind of turns to Emmerin and is like, that looks a little bit familiar.
Yeah, it sure does, buddy.
also
But
the
not
other,
me.
oh,
He's gonna put his fingers to his lips, just like
the other thing that
That's-
you
can-
immediately take note of is there's nothing else up here. There's no animals, there's no grass, there's no flowers, there's no nothing.
seems to be quite desolate up here. Is there a reason for that?
And Panwo turns towards you and goes, what do you mean?
Well, all the other buildings have moss growing on them, trees growing through them, animals skipping around, and it seems like this area alone is rather empty. Just curious why. Is it curated this way?
I don't understand. What you, it's no different than any other place throughout the city.